I think my boyfriend is cheating and gaslighting me. A bit of context, my partner, 28M, and I, 29F, have lived together for 4 years. I have a friend, 28F, who we'll call Jane, who I've known for a long time. She comes over quite often and she'll spend the night in our guest room. We'll drink and listen to music, etc. Well, when I first met my boyfriend, she would always go on about how she fancied him and he's cute, etc. This was before we got together, and for the past year or so they've been very flirtatious. She'll wear straight up underwear around my house, they'll go out together and he'll always be staring at her. We had a party a while ago and he was asked who has the best ass in the room and he said it was Jane's. Little things like this. Well, last time she came over I had a long nap as I'd been up early cleaning the house. When I came back in they were both flustered and he quickly went out for a cigarette. When I asked him if things had happened previously with her he went bright red and hesitated. I confronted him recently about all of this and he jumped straight to calling me mental and it's all in my head. I started crying and stormed off as it was quite upsetting. I have a diagnosed mental illness. I don't know what to do because I don't want to break up with him if I'm wrong. We've been together for 7 years. But I can't shake this feeling something isn't right with it all. They both make jokes about being together if I died and other similar things. I just feel so lost. Any advice would be welcome. Thank you everyone. Smile. TL, Doctor. My boyfriend flirts with my friend a lot and when confronted he told me it was all in my head. The purpose of dating is not to try and persuade someone to treat you well. Dating is a rotten process of elimination. The purpose of dating is to have standards and eliminate those that don't meet it. There's nothing to win here, just your own dignity and well-being to preserve. He straight up lied, and blamed you as a way to distract you. People don't behave like that when there is nothing to hide. Dump him and the friend, cause honestly they both don't treat you with respect. They both make jokes about being together if I died. Haha. Oh no wait, that's not funny, appropriate, respectful or okay. She'll wear straight up underwear around my house, they'll go out together and he'll always be staring at her. What the fuck? We had a party a while ago and he was asked who has the best ass in the room and he said it was Jane's. While in your home and you were present, your partner said another woman, who flirts with him in her underwear, has the best ass. You were there. Little things like this. What little things? The above are huge issues. Leave him because your self-worth is so low. You are trivializing this shit and it is huge. At the very least you know they like each other, but it does sound like they are cheating. Did she ask if she can walk around in her underwear? If not, that's pretty disrespectful and inappropriate. Also, all their talk about being together when you die is way out of line. It sounds like they both are crossing lines. It's obvious they want to be together. I would drop both of them. They're both not worth this and deserve each other. Nope, she didn't ask, just started doing it, saying it's more comfortable for her, I guess. I'm just fed up with the flirting even if he hasn't cheated, but I'm starting to consider leaving now. Emotional cheating for a long time, and they at the very least made out when you caught them flustered. I'm guessing the room didn't immediately smell of sex, but making out is still physical cheating. He's cheated on you. My boyfriend, M24, never wants to cuddle with me, F21, after sex even when I ask. He gets up immediately and ignores me. It makes me feel bad. Is it a red flag? My boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years and he is a great guy. But, the one thing that kind of hurts me is I feel ignored right after the deed is done. I would really love to be affectionate and cuddly afterwards, but he usually does something else and pays no attention to me within seconds. He either would play a video game, talk to friends, or just leave the room right after. I asked him multiple times if he can cuddle just for me, and make the exception, but he will not. He won't sit still to do it. Any other time, he cuddles. But when it comes to after sex, he strongly doesn't want to afterwards. He is the only guy I have had sex with, so I am not even sure if this is common or if I should be worried. He told me it's because he gets an energy rush from it, and it's a natural urge for men to go off and do something else after they do it. TL, Dr. Boyfriend never wants to cuddle after sex. Is this a red flag? You're getting a lot of feedback here with a lot of blanket statements. Here's the truth of it. Some people, not just guys or men, don't like cuddling after sex. They just don't. It feels uncomfortable or irritating. Other people do like it. They want more intimacy after the act. Everyone, regardless of sex or gender, has their own thing. Neither one is right or wrong. You've already brought it up with him, and he seems to be pretty firmly in the camp of I don't like it. This is a boundary he's setting with you, a boundary that's just as valid as someone saying I don't like cum in my mouth or I'm not into spanking. What you have to figure out now is whether or not you can be satisfied in the relationship while respecting this boundary. After sex, cuddling is a need that you have that isn't being fulfilled. If you decide that this need being unfulfilled is a deal breaker, that's also a valid decision. I don't see any big red flags here, just an incompatibility. It's a natural urge for men is BS. Maybe it is for him, but not all men. My boyfriend cuddles with me after sex and I usually don't even have to ask. Regardless of what his natural urges are, he should be willing to compromise for you, at least some of the time. Your boyfriend sounds like a jerk that prioritizes his desires over yours, repeatedly. Seems like it's a natural urge for this man to be full of shit too. How inconsiderate and rude. Plenty of men like cuddling after sex. Lots of people like to cuddle after, and lots of people feel very sleepy after. So it's crap for him to act like he has to do this just because he is a man. This isn't a man thing. He has to own the fact that he personally does not want to cuddle you after sex, and doesn't care that you do want to. I wouldn't have sex with someone who refused to cuddle with me after. A friend of my BF can't bear to see us together because they have feelings for him. Now what? Too long didn't read. My BF's friend recently confessed their love of him, and now Christmas party season is exasperating this weird triangle. Should I talk to the third party directly or leave it to my BF to address? My BF and I have been dating for 6 months. We took it slow and steady and we feel like a strong team now and pretty stable. Enter the wrench. His friends before we knew each other, opened up to him that it was hard for her to see us together because she had feelings for him. He told me and we've talked about it. He reassured me that he wasn't interested in her and was committed to me. This was right before the holidays started. She was throwing a Christmas party and made a point of inviting me. I didn't feel comfortable going and he went on his own. I made plans to throw a Christmas brunch with my friends and him, and without talking to me about it he has planned a Christmas dinner with his friends the same day, inviting her as well. Still not feeling comfortable, I told him I wouldn't go to the dinner. Christmas Day, he hosted a brunch at his place and doesn't invite her but raises this point as an example of his good faith. On my end, I didn't realize that she was such a big part of his life that he would be considering inviting her to his house on Christmas Day, let alone even after this reveal that complicates the relationships at play. Cut to today, we talk about it a bit more and I mentioned that a naive to the situation, mutual friend of all of us asked if she could be invited to my place for the brunch and I say no due to COVID limits. That was a convenient cover. After some talking about this with my BF, he tells me that him and this mutual friend were planning on having game nights together that he didn't tell me about because of how uncomfortable I was about her Christmas party. He tells me the mutual friend will likely bring it up, which is why he is telling me now. I thought I could trust him and was just worried that I didn't know her or her motives in telling him about her feelings for him. But now I'm starting to doubt a lot more things going on here. I don't want to spiral out here, so I'm looking for perspectives. I asked him to make clearer/firmer boundaries with her, but now I'm thinking I should just talk with her about it directly. Is there a way to talk with a friend of your BFS about this kind of thing without sounding like a possessive, jealous control freak? Or should I not get directly involved? Why are you going to parties in the middle of a pandemic? As soon as she told him this, your BF should have gone very low contact with her. He is not considerate of you. Do not go behind your boyfriend's back and talk to her directly. All it will achieve is to make him angry with you for betraying his trust, and will probably make him pull away from you. And who do you think is going to swoop in to comfort your vulnerable boyfriend? If you don't trust him, that's a problem between you and him, not him and her. Well, are you okay with them being friends? I'm kind of getting the vibe that you're not. That vibe has definitely been lingering, but I try not to fully grasp it. Unfortunately, the holidays are bringing up abandonment wounds related to my family pretty strongly this year, so I've been trying hard to manage my exposure to situations that could trigger an emotional downward spiral, if that makes sense. Is there a way to talk with a friend of your BFS about this kind of thing without sounding like a possessive, jealous control freak? No. Either your BF will draw appropriate boundaries out of respect for your relationship, or he won't, which will be very telling, but there's no world in which you can talk to this person without coming off as compromised.